My name is Linxuan Tan, or Client Connective Leader. Runs a program in the perimeter called Support Ability Club. This program offers inclusive support activities for people in the disabled community, but the program is having some problems. Not many people are joining, even though it's free. One of the main groups the program wants to reach is people with intellectual disabilities, so I chose this group as the focus of my research. Also based on the key research questions and what the CEO David said in the meeting. I found two main questions that my research look at: what NDIS service providers are available in the perimeter area to support people with intellectual disabilities, and which schools or community organizations could Connective Leader work with to enhance outreach and engagement. The second is research methodology. First, I used a literature review. I looked at the provider-vendor tool on the official NDIS website and checked NDIS Society from the Australia government site. Second, I used a case study method to better understand the connective leader structures and weaknesses when working with partners. Next, I used the stakeholders mapping to groups, schools, communities, and service providers by type, and to explore different ways we could work with each group to keep this research clear and well-structured. I followed the double diamond model from design thinking. Finally, I used an action research approach, which means the whole project is based on the client's real needs to turn research findings into practical solutions for connected leisure. Now I will go into the findings and analysis section, where I focus on two main areas: NDIS service provider resources in the perimeter region and the schools and community organizations that could work with us. First, the first key question, using the NDIS provider vendor tool. I found that there are over 190 active NDIS registered providers in the perimeter area, but only about 15 of them clearly support people with intellectual disabilities, which is around 7.5%. That shows that even though there are enough providers in the area, there aren't enough that focus on people with intellectual disabilities. I picked the 4 service providers from the NDIS website to look at more closely. You can see them listed on the PPT with their info and how we could work with them. The main ideas include co-designing fun and engaging program with them, and using their venues and staff to help run joint programs and so on. Also, I found that there are around 717,000 people in Australia on the NDIS, and New South Wales make up 29.6%, which is about 212,000 people. The average yearly payment per participant is $68,000. Even though Connective Leisure is not a registered NDIS provider yet, it is still possible to work with NDIS participants if they matches their own funds. So the best and the easiest way forward to partner with an exercise NDIS provider and build a shared promotion strategy. The second key question is about finding schools and community organizations that community leisure can work with. Right now, most of community leisure's promotion is through word of mouth and online posts, but many families still don't know much about it or don't finally trust it. So I found there are types of local organizations. They we could partner with first special education schools. These schools have a stable group of students, plus they already have referral systems and strong communication with parents. On the PPT, there are a list of schools that Connective Leisure could work with. Some ways to cooperate include teachers and staff referring students to program, giving out flyers and program info to parents, and running real classes in the schools, always promise that the activities are safe and supervised. Second, community cultural organizations. For families with children who have intellectual disabilities, especially from non-English speaking backgrounds, cultural barriers may stop them from joining public group activities. The cultural organizations shown on the PPT can help. They can act as a bridge to help build trust and promote supportability club programs in the community. Third, I found that NDIS local area coordinators can also help. They can known as trust referrals, and they can include supportability clubs in the list of programs they introduce to families, as David said in the interview. So Connective Leisure could work with LACS to include the programs in family planning or counseling sessions. To sum up, Connective Leisure should start by building trust with families and working together with schools and service providers. If these three groups support the program, it will be much easier to attract the right participants. For our team, the most important thing now is connect with organizations that already have trust in the community. This is key to improve the project's success. Finally, here's the discussion and the insights part. The study has a few limitations. First, used the official data and didn't connect first-hand feedback from families or schools. So we are still missing a deeper understanding of how people with intellectual disabilities think and behave. Second, the current data doesn't finally show how willing NDIS providers are to work together or how they operate, which could affect how well the program works in real life. Next step, I plan to field research, including interviews with at least one special education school and one NDIS service provider to learn about how they cooperate. I will collect a short online question to get parents' views and advices about the supportability club. Finally, to make sure this research help or group project, I suggest ending my recommended provider pathway into the overall outreach plan. This will make the strategy more practice and help Connective Leisure ensure participation more effectively.